What's up, y'all? Your boy QEP Nerds Rule the World just got out of the Angelica Film Center pop-up market here in DC for the press screening for Love Lies Bleeding, y'all. Initial thoughts coming out the joint for Love Lies Bleeding. Crazy. Bananas. That shit was fire, y'all. Katy O'Brien, Kristen Stewart, Ed Harris. An insane revenge story. So artistic, so wild, y'all gonna want to check this out, man. Like, they brought it. There's this whole love story with Kristen Stewart and Katy O'Brien in a small, like, Midwest crazy area. Then stuff just goes down. I don't want to mess it up for y'all. Y'all gotta experience this one. It's fire, it's insane, it's creative, and it's brought to you from Rose Glass. Remember that name. Rose Glass is insane. I'm a new fan. Check it out. NRW. I'm gonna do a full review. Your boy KP, Nerds Rule the World.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the NRW. We're Nerds Rule the World. That's the most important part.
Nerds.
I don't know. Anyway, we've been getting a lot of love, by the way, in interviews with that. Make sure you check out our interviews because people are loving our name. I'm Heather Hurt. That's QEP. We're about to talk about a movie from 2024, and yes, we're a little bit late, but don't worry, we're going to talk about it because we need to. Love Lies Bleeding. Let's start with the trailer.
All right, here we go.
You talked to your dad recently?
Why?
Give us a call.
So where did you appear from? Oklahoma? Yeah, I've never been anywhere but here. What were you doing with that big girl?
Get a lot of crazy-ass foreigners, mostly. How's it going, guys? This here's Jackie.
Hi.
She needs a job. Says she'll do anything.
Yeah, you like guns?
Not really.
What the fuck you doing here, then? A bit more powerful than a punch, huh?
Fuck yeah.
Call me when it's done.
What is this place? Huh? You don't understand. Get back in the car.
They found a body.
Looks like you've got your hands full.
Don't regret this.
We'll just need to fight back. I'm gonna tell them everything you ever did.
FBI, open up.
Are you threatening me?
Yep.
Well, that was really stupid, honey.
I'll never fall in love, okay?
Not coming soon anymore. That was definitely an older trailer, but the Love Lies Bleeding is available right now on digital. So before we get started, there will be spoilers in this conversation. It's not going to be a long interview. How many of those have I been doing? It's not going to be a long review, but we just want to make it clear that there will be spoilers in this. With that being said, let's start talking about who was in it and who made it. Directed and written by Rose Glass, and written with additional writing by Weronika Tufilska. I said that name right. I swear to God. Anna, and I'm going to already be screwed with this. Anna Baryshnikov. Anna Baryshnikov? A Baryshnikov was in this? Oh my gosh. Anna Baryshnikov is Daisy. Kristen Stewart is Lou. Dave Franco is JJ. Katy O'Brien, who I did not know was in Twisters because they had such a weird back end part, was Jackie. Jena Malone is Beth. Eldon Jones is Billy, and Ed Harris is Lou Sr. We've been talking about Ed Harris a lot. Ed, We need to talk
Ed
about
is
your
putting in work.
He's got a lot of work going on. Those are the big players, of course, but as we know, it takes a village to make a film. So please support and make sure you acknowledge the fact that there are makeup artists, costume designers, choreographers, cinematographers, special effects artists, visual effects artists, all those things. With that being said, let's get right into it. KUP. Oh, I didn't talk about the plot. The plot's very simple. Two young people who are in the throes of the gym life. We got I know how to use green screen. Jackie is on her way to a
Bodybuilding competition.
bodybuilding competition. I was thinking of Iron Man bodybuilding competition. And she stops over in a small town in which Lou is. She is a proprietor at a gym. And then, of course, they get mixed up in some stuff. Lou's father is a big-time drug dealer in the area. Once again, spoilers. And she's just trying to get away from it. But their lives, you can never get away from your past. It's kind of the plot of the story. And then there's a lot of drug use. What type of drug use? Well, I'm sure we'll talk about in a little bit. KUP. Now, initial thoughts.
Initial thoughts after seeing the trailer. I love Katy O'Brien. After Quantum Mania, she became on my horizon. I'm like, okay, what is she doing? She then later got Star Wars. She later got a whole bunch of other projects, and her star is lighting up and well deserved. So I was excited. Kristen Stewart. I know a lot of people don't like her from Twilight. I didn't mind the Twilight too much, but I thought that her other work, she has range. A lot of people say she's wooden. I think she has range. I think she's great. So the two of them in this, Ed Harris, come on, Ed Harris, the legend, everybody involved, I was all in. So that trailer presented to me was like, okay, I need to see what this is about. And then boy, was I happy later, but we'll get into that in the review. So initial thoughts, I'm like, let's go, Heather.
Sure. My thoughts are about the same. It's always nice to see LGBTQIA representation in anything, especially when you have people, when you have it in a small town and you see it so clearly accepted in a small town, which is surprising. They even make a nod to that in the film. It can be part of the zeitgeist. It can be not part of the zeitgeist. It can be part of the everyday. The reason that we talk about it so much now is because we want to normalize it. You want to normalize everything, but instead we're normalizing hate instead. So we're going the opposite direction. But with that being said, I was really excited to see this movie. I was very curious about it, and I wanted to see what angle they went with the bodybuilding, because of course, once again, with drug use, especially with things like testosterone, you can go real far real quick. Steroid abuse, especially in the 90s when this was technically taking place, this is a period piece, it was terrible and it cost people their lives. So I was curious at what angle they were going to go with this, and they went an incredible one. So sorry, we're doing this kind of quick and compact. So creepy thoughts of the movie.
I love the movie. This was my favorite film the majority of last year until films like The Substance and Sing Sing and Wild Robot and Flow came along. So like the first half, this was my movie, and it still is. I wish it would have made my top 10 any other year. Last year was a banner year. But I love this film. Rose Glass, the writer director on this, I am now a super fan of hers. I cannot wait to see what she's going to do next. But Kristen Stewart to me delivered. Katy O'Brien delivered. Ed Harris, come on now, delivered. And the Baryshnikov that I just looked up, because like you, Heather, I was like, there was a Baryshnikov? Was the crazy girl that was infatuated with Kristen Stewart. Weird, wild, that's a Baryshnikov. Okay. But I loved all the characters in this. It was well shot. It was inventive. It was fresh. It was different. The score, the writing, everything to me was fresh, different, on point, original. And I absolutely loved it personally. Again, it was number one for the majority of last year, and it's still a favorite of mine. I think it's amazing. Yeah.
Okay. We're doing this quick. We're doing this time.
Yeah, because we got a little time and I don't want to mess up my pal over there.
But you can blame me. I've got school stuff to do, but I do really want to talk about this movie because I did really enjoy it. My one complaint, and I'm going to say this about kind of a whole bunch of the movies that FilipinX has been making me watch, is there is a lot of sex in this film. Not that that's a bad thing. We get to see a perspective of sex from a different type of couple, but it's one of those where I have been watching a lot of movies with a lot of sex lately, and I'm kind of over it. There was a lot of sex in 2024. And I like every single movie had like just a point past too much sex. And that this movie, my one bad takeaway from this is I'm glad that they have a very loving and caring sex life, but there was the scene where Lou is like, show me how you
Yeah.
masturbate. I was like, can we cut this? I'm bored. Like this it seemed like pandering to me, pandering to the male gaze a little bit, and I was just like, I'm bored. I don't need to see this. I don't need to see them have sex again. But once again, I do like the idea of having more perspective. I just 4 scenes is enough. We don't need 15. Don't give us all of it. But other than that one complaint, almost every other part of this movie I absolutely loved, including the wackadoodle ending. We are definitely not going to spoil that. See this movie just for the wackadoodle ending, but it's also
Yes.
a perfect example of, I think that this was a very fresh take on drug abuse. We don't see, as you see cocaine, you see the fictitious lies about marijuana. Marijuana doesn't do half the shit the movies tell you they do. But we don't really get to see what other drugs can do. Alcohol is a drug. Steroids are drugs. They are legal drugs. Well, steroids are kind of legal. Depends on how you define steroid. Because a steroid you take to help you get over that flu is definitely a steroid. But the steroid abuse in this it was a wonderful look into it, and how it got really bad and what it could do to someone very, very quickly once that abuse started occurring at a personal level. So it was a fresh take. I really liked it. The acting was phenomenal in this film. Ed Harris is, I make the joke because PvP and I are just reviewing like 15 Ed Harris movies, like all in a row. But he is on a fucking roll, and I am so excited. He did so well. There was nobody in this movie that did not do great.
Franco was awesome. Shout out to Dave Franco. What? Yeah.
Jena Malone, who played Beth, she played an abused woman unbelievably well.
Yeah.
And once again, the perspective is great. When we see abuse in films, it's often cut off by, oh, she's gonna get away, she's gonna do this. No, we got to see a perspective of an abused woman and what that abuse can do. It brainwashes you, and it was a really nice, it's not nice, but it was a really great way to demonstrate that you don't leave because you believe someone's better. And it also showed there was just so many great points of view from this film. It was the costumes were great. It felt very 90s. As a small town Texas girl, it felt very small townish to me. It was beautifully shot. It was well written. Other than, once again, 2 or 3 too many sex scenes.
I don't know why. It is not real. I'm like, it's just weird that it's been happening, but it's just crazy.
It has, but it's at the same time. No. And I'm not saying don't have sex scenes. Don't do that. Or don't not do that. It's more, we don't need all of it. You can take away one. It's one of those where when you get too far, remember, you can always take one back. You don't have to give us all of it. But with that being said, if the one scene is the only boring part to this film, and not bad, just I'm over it. Scene, then I think that this movie was awesome. So final words, KAYFABEYBABY right now.
Again, I need more Rose Glass work. Give her more work. She's an amazing writer, director, super fan. Kristen Stewart as well. Ed Harris, Jena Malone, everybody said. But Katy O'Brien, if she did not prove that she deserves more screen time, more lead, because before we got going, Heather mentioned that she was in Twisters. When I saw that her name was in Twisters, I was like super excited. But then she only has a bit part in Twisters, and I was very upset about that. Katy O'Brien deserves more lead roles, more work. This film to me proved that she is a superstar and can do the work. Just like her screen partner in Kristen Stewart, who gets these lead roles. And she's amazing as well. But Katy O'Brien, give her more work, please. I love this film.
Absolutely. And to tag in real quick, you did say something, to go back another step. You made a comment about Kristen Stewart and Twilight. If you have only seen Twilight, and those are the only things you have seen Robert Pattinson and Kristen Stewart in, you are not watching film. You are making assumptions about people. Both of them are phenomenal actors with incredible range, and I cannot wait for Mikey 17. I'm just going to say that right now.
Yes.
But with that being said, please enjoy movies, try movies out, do something new. Try something that might be out of your purview, might be out of your perspective, so you can see what other people do, how other people live, and the dangers of what some things can do, like steroids. Once again, we've never seen a movie that gave this much reality to steroid abuse, and it's wonderful. It's absolutely not. Well, the abuse isn't wonderful. The film is wonderful. With that being said, you can watch the movie now on I was about to say Hulu, not Hulu. HBO, the other one. You can see it on Max, on streaming, and you can also catch it. You can rent it on Amazon. Whichever one, definitely take a look. We strongly suggest it. Love Lies Bleeding. That is Kuya P. I am Heather Hurt, and we are the NRW.
Pleasure chatting with you. Love to all my nerds who rule the world.
Yeah. Nerds rule the world.
Yes, we do.
Thanks. Nerds rule the world.
Thank you.
I love the nerds ruling the world, so more power to you.
Patrick, what up, man? And yes, they do. Nerds rule the world, kid.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Awesome. Kuya P, nerds rule the world. Hello. Yes, they do.
Yes.
Oh,
nerds rule the world.
I got.
It's in the title of your show, like nerds rule the world. Like I want more black weirdos on screen, and I don't feel like we ever get to see that very much.
Thank you so much. Nerds do rule the world.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, nerds rule. Love
it. Hello, Sarah. Hello, Julian.
Yes,
Yes.
Rock on. I love it. Thank you so much. Thank you, ladies.
Nerds so much.
Yes. Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
It's good to see you. I love Nerds Rule the World.
But yeah, there's a heavy nerd component, man.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, if you ask me, nerds rule the world. So
absolutely.
It's your boy Kuya P. Nerds rule the world. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you.
Do. They rule the world all right.
Yes. Take care, Tony. Thank you, guys.